Calm Indian wisdom for a restless mind. You don't need to do anything right now. You don't need to focus or concentrate. You can simply let these words play in the background. You may listen with your eyes open. You may listen with your eyes closed. You may fall asleep. Or you may simply rest your mind for a while. There is no right way to listen to this. This is a space to slow down. For a long time, life in India moved at a gentler pace. Not because people had fewer problems, but because daily life followed natural rhythms, the rhythm of daylight and darkness, the rhythm of hunger and rest, the rhythm of activity and stillness. People woke up early because mornings were quiet and cool. The air felt lighter, sounds were softer, there was less stimulation. Work happened, but it was not constant. The afternoon heat slowed everything down. Movement became slower, voices became calmer, evenings were predictable, and predictability matters deeply to the human nervous system. Today, science explains that the brain feels safer when it knows what comes next. But long before science explained this, daily life already followed that rule. Meals happened at similar times every day. Sleep came soon after sunset. Noise reduced naturally as the day ended. The body learned without effort when to be active and when to rest. In many Indian homes, evenings were marked by simple rituals: lighting a lamp, cleaning the space, sitting quietly for a few minutes. These actions were repeated every day, not for excitement, not for achievement, but for calm. Repetition sends a powerful signal to the brain. It says that nothing unexpected is about to happen. It says that you are safe. Modern psychology calls this a transition, a gentle movement from activity into rest. Warm light in the evening lowers mental stimulation. The eyes relax. The body relaxes. This is why harsh white lights feel uncomfortable at night. They tell the brain to stay alert when it wants to slow down. Traditional practices understood this without explanation. Homes themselves were designed to support calm. Many were built around open courtyards, spaces where light and air could move freely. Natural light during the day helped regulate sleep at night. Open spaces reduced noise and mental clutter. Sitting close to the ground was common, not as a rule, but as a way of living. Floor seating naturally slows the body. It creates stability. It encourages stillness. The nervous system responds well to grounded positions, especially in the evening. Dinner was traditionally eaten early, often before sunset or shortly after. This was not about discipline, it was about rest. Digestion slows down at night. Heavy meals eaten late keep the body alert. They disturb sleep. Ancient systems like Ayurveda explain this clearly. Modern medicine agrees today. When digestion is calm, sleep becomes deeper, thoughts become quieter. Silence was also a normal part of life. It was not uncomfortable. It was not something to escape. People sat together without speaking. Train journeys passed quietly. Even conversations had long pauses. Silence gives the mind space to reset. Constant sound keeps the nervous system active. This is one reason modern life feels exhausting even without physical work. There is very little silence anymore. In traditional life, silence was healing, not empty. Daily routines were repetitive by design, the same paths, the same meals, the same actions. Repetition reduces decision fatigue. The brain relaxes when it does not need to choose constantly. This is especially comforting for anxious minds. Modern life chases novelty, but novelty keeps the brain alert. Repetition allows rest. Movement was slow and intentional. Walking, stretching, simple postures, not to burn energy, but to balance it. Fast movement increases adrenaline. Slow movement tells the body that it is safe. This is why practices like yoga focus on breath and control. They calm the nervous system instead of exhausting it. Storytelling was part of the night. Familiar stories, repeated again and again. The purpose was not excitement, it was comfort. Predictable stories help the brain let go. The mind stops trying to stay alert. Nighttime itself was treated gently. Lights were dim, voices were softer, movements were slower, darkness was not feared, it was welcomed. Darkness allows the body to release melatonin naturally, the hormone that brings rest and sleep. If you are listening to this to calm your mind, you can simply stay here. There is nothing you need to understand, nothing you need to remember. If you are listening to this to fall asleep, you can let go even more. Notice your breathing, slow, unforced. There is nothing left to do today, nothing left to solve right now. The body already knows how to rest. You can allow these words to fade into the background. Sleep may come, or quiet awareness may stay. Both are perfectly fine. You can remain here for a while. There is nothing that needs your attention right now, nothing that requires effort. The mind does not relax when it is commanded to relax. It relaxes when it is no longer being asked to do anything. For a long time, people understood rest in this way. Rest was not a reward. It was not something postponed until everything was finished. It was woven naturally into daily life. In Indian ways of living, the day had clear pauses, moments where activity slowed down on its own, not because of rules, but because the body followed natural cues. As the light softened, movement softened. As sounds reduced, attention followed. The nervous system responds deeply to these changes. When stimulation lowers, the mind begins to loosen its grip. This is why restlessness often appears when the day ends suddenly. The body stops, but the mind is still running. Gentle transitions help prevent this. Small, familiar actions repeated every evening, washing away the day, changing into comfortable clothing, sitting without purpose for a few moments. These actions were not dramatic. That was their strength. They told the body that nothing more was expected. They told the mind it could begin to release the day. Release does not mean forgetting. It simply means not holding everything at once. Many thoughts feel urgent at night. They ask for attention when the body wants rest. But urgency is often an illusion created by tiredness. What feels heavy at night often feels manageable in the morning. The mind does not need to resolve everything before resting. Rest itself creates clarity. Breathing naturally slows as the body relaxes. The exhale becomes longer. The muscles soften without instruction. You do not need to guide this process. It unfolds on its own when nothing interferes. Sound also changes when rest approaches. Voices lower, words become fewer, even silence becomes more noticeable. Silence is not empty, it is spacious. In quieter times, silence was trusted. People did not rush to fill it. Silence allowed thoughts to settle naturally, like dust settling when movement stops. Thoughts may still arise, this is normal. You do not need to push them away, you do not need to follow them. They can appear and disappear on their own. Attention does not need to stay fixed. It can soften and widen. Some nights this softness leads into sleep. Other nights it leads into a quiet, aware rest. Both allow recovery. The body continues its work either way. Repair happens quietly. Balance returns gradually. Nothing needs to be forced. If you notice sensations in the body, you can allow them to be there. The weight of the body resting, the support beneath you, the gentle stillness of not moving. These simple sensations anchor attention without effort. Awareness does not need to travel anywhere. It can remain gently where it is. Time may begin to feel less defined. Moments may stretch or blur together. This is a sign of slowing down. There is no need to check how long this lasts. No need to reach a conclusion. You can stay within this quiet rhythm. Nothing is expected from you in this moment. You are allowed to pause completely. The mind can loosen, the body can sink. You can remain here, resting without effort, for as long as you need.